ATP Finals, the top 8 tournament being played in Turin. Jannik Sinner v Taylor Fritz. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a serve to the centre just out. So second serve, 2-all on serve in the first set. 15-30 on the Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with central serve with depth and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each or so. And then Jannik Sinner with a backhand to backhand. Jannik Sinner, Taylor Fritz, forehand to forehand of 2 shots each or so. And then backhand to backhand and Taylor Fritz with backhand to backhand. And the last shot of the point from Taylor Fritz with backhand just hits the net. So 30-all. So 2-all on serve in the first set and 30-all. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out, so second serve on this point for Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner, central serve, and Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand return to the right with depth, and Jannik Sinner returns. And then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right, just out. So 40-30. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point, 40-30. Jannik Sinner with a central serve. Taylor Fritz returns, then forehand to forehand. Then Jannik Sinner with a forehand drop shot to the right, just hits the net. So juice on the Jannik Sinner service game. So Jannik Sinner with a central serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a central box serve. Taylor Fritz with a return just out. So add point for Jannik Sinner on this Jannik Sinner service game. On serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve just hits the net. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve and then backhand to backhand. Then Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to the right with a bit of depth, and Jannik Sinner a forehand return to the left just out. So juice on this Jannik Sinner service game. On serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner a very central serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve depth, Taylor Fritz turns. And then a bit further forward, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the left and it's a winner. So add point for Jannik Sinner on this next point. After 1-2 of a wide serve of depth and then a forehand winner Structure left on next shot after that on that point from Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth, and Taylor Fritz with a backhand block return, can't get the ball much further. And on serve in the first set at 3-2, Jannik Sinner. So Taylor Fritz. So Taylor Fritz service game, and Taylor Fritz just won a point. So 15-love on this Taylor Fritz service game, on serve in the first set. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, and and 30-love. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth, and then backhand to backhand. Taylor Fritz a bit further forward with backhand structure left with a bit of depth, and Jannik Sinner over forehand. Return shot to the right just hits the net. So 40-love. Taylor Fritz with a first serve out, so second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, and then backhand to backhand, and Taylor Fritz's backhand structure left is a winner. And on serve in the first set at 3-all. So on serve in the first set, 3-3. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth and Taylor Fritz a backhand return. And then a bit further forward, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the right with a bit of depth from Taylor Fritz with forehand shot return, and then out and Jannik Sinner with a forehand volley to the left, just out. So love 15. So 3-3 on serve in the first set. Love 15. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand return to the left, just out. So 15-all. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand return and backhand to backhand of 2 shots each or so, and Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right after that, just out. So 30-15. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth, and Taylor Fritz a backhand block return, and then just by the net, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. So 40-15. Wide serve with depth from Jannik Sinner on that point. Taylor Fritz a backhand block return, and then just by the net, Jannik Sinner struck a forehand winner to the right. So 40-15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. On serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner with a central serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. And Jannik Sinner with a central serve, and then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each, and Jannik Sinner's second backhand just hits the net. So 40-30. After 2 backhand shots each. Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth, and then forehand to forehand, and Taylor Fritz with a backhand to backhand of 2 shots each, 3 shots each, backhand to backhand, and Taylor Fritz backhand, and then forehand to forehand, and then backhand Taylor Fritz, backhand slash Jannik Sinner, and then backhand to backhand, and Taylor Fritz, Jannik Sinner, backhand to backhand, and the last shot of the point from Jannik Sinner, a backhand to the right, just out. So juice, 3-3 juice on this Jannik Sinner service game. On serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner, the central serve, just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a serve to centre of the box, and a bit of depth from Taylor Fritz with a forehand return, just hits the net. So adds point for Jannik Sinner on the next point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a serve to centre box, and Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand return with depth to the centre, and Jannik Sinner a forehand return after that just hits the net. So deuce, forehand return struck with depth on that point on return of serve from Taylor Fritz. So deuce. Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth, and then backhand to backhand. Oh, one shot each or so, then forehand to forehand. Other shot each or so, then backhand to backhand. And a second backhand from Jannik Sinner to the left just hits the net. So add point and break point for Taylor Fritz on this next point. So break point Taylor Fritz on this Jannik Sinner service game at 3-3 in the first set. And Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth, and then forehand to forehand. And Taylor Fritz with a forehand return just after that, just hits the net. So deuce. Jannik Sinner with a forehand struck to the right with depth. Taylor Fritz a forehand return, but just hit the net. So deuce. Quite the fan base at this tournament. Deuce. Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth, and then Taylor Fritz backhand return, a forehand drop shot to left by Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz gets through with a backhand side shot, and then a forehand lob shot from Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz returns it, and just out. So add point for Jannik Sinner on this next point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each, and the second backhand from Jannik Sinner's left just out. So deuce. Jannik Sinner with a central serve. And a central serve with depth on that point from Jannik Sinner. Unreturned, and add point for Jannik Sinner on this next point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth. Taylor Fritz with backhand block return, can't get the ball much further. So still on serve in the first set at 4-3 Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz service game, and Jannik Sinner just won a point. So love 15 on this Taylor Fritz service game. On serve in the first set. Taylor Fritz with a central serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Love 15. Taylor Fritz second serve, centre of the box. Jannik Sinner backhand return. And then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the left just out. So love 30 on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Love 30. Taylor Fritz, the centre of the box serve. Jannik Sinner forehand return. And then Taylor Fritz with a backhand to the left just out. So love 40 and 3 break points for Jannik Sinner on this Taylor Fritz service game. One break point in this match at this point, this point. Taylor Fritz for wide serve with depth, and Jannik Sinner backhand block return a bit out, so 15-40. Wide serve with depth from Taylor Fritz on that point, so 15-40, 2 break points. 1 break point each in this match for Jannik Sinner and Taylor Fritz. No break points won at this point of the match, but 2 more for Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz a wide serve depth, Jannik Sinner forehand block return, and backhand to backhand. Second backhand Taylor Fritz, 2 backhand shots each. Third backhand Taylor Fritz, and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each. And then Jannik Sinner with backhand to backhand of 2 shots each. 3 shots each. And then a 4th backhand from Jannik Sinner to the centre just out. So 30-40. Breakpoint Jannik Sinner, 30-40 on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth. Jannik Sinner returns, then Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to backhand, but Jannik Sinner's backhand to the right just hits the net, so juice. Taylor Fritz's backhand struck to the left with a bit of depth on that point. So still no break points won at this point in the match. 1 for Taylor Fritz and 3 for Jannik Sinner, but no break points won at this point. So juice on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve depth, Jannik Sinner forehand block return and forehand to forehand of 3 shots each, and Jannik Sinner's last forehand shot in the rally is a forehand slice shot to the right just out, so add point for Taylor Fritz on this next point. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve of depth, Jannik Sinner with a backhand block return a bit out, wide serve from Taylor Fritz with depth on that point, and still on serve in the first set at 4-all. Four all on serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner a central serve. Taylor Fritz backhand return, and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each. Third forehand from Jannik Sinner, and then backhand to backhand. Then Taylor Fritz strikes one to the right, forehand to forehand, and after Jannik Sinner returns a first Taylor Fritz forehand. Taylor Fritz strikes another forehand, but just hits the net. So 15-love on this Jannik Sinner service game. Full on serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner with a serve to the centre. Just hits top net and over net. So let first serve. Jannik Sinner with a central serve with depth unreturned. 30-love. Three aces each from serves on points for Jannik Sinner and Taylor Fritz in this match at this point. 30-love. 4-all on serve in the first set. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a central serve and then forehand, and Jannik Sinner's forehand shot is a forehand drop shot to the left, just hits the net. So 30-15. So 30-15. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth. Taylor Fritz with a backhand block return. And then further forward, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. 40-15. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth, and Taylor Fritz returns. Then further forward, Jannik Sinner strikes a backhand to the right with depth, and Taylor Fritz returns. But then just by the net, Jannik Sinner rather with a forehand volley to the left, and it's a winner. Jannik Sinner with a forehand volley to the left, just by net, to finish that point, and that service. And that service game won for Jannik Sinner on serve in the first set at 5-4 Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz service game on serve in the first set. Taylor Fritz. Very central serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz. Very central serve with a bit of depth, and then forehand. Taylor Fritz's forehand is struck to the right with depth. Jannik Sinner returns, and then Taylor Fritz to the net with a backhand volley to the right, but just out. So love 15 on this Taylor Fritz service game. At 5-4, Jannik Sinner on serve in the first set. Love 15. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz, the centre of the box serve, and Jannik Sinner backhand return. And Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to left with depth. Jannik Sinner the forehand block return, and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each. 3 shots each. And then Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to backhand. And then a Taylor Fritz forehand to the centre is just out. So love 30 on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a serve to the centre, and it's an ace. 15-30. 4th ace in the match. 4th ace of the match for Taylor Fritz. 4 points on serve in this one. So 15-30. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, just hits net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz. Very wide serve. Jannik Sinner backhand return. Taylor Fritz strikes forehand to the left, and Jannik Sinner with a forehand return. And third forward, Taylor Fritz strikes forehand to the right. Jannik Sinner returns, and backhand Taylor Fritz, and Jannik Sinner with a forehand drop shot to the left. And it's a winner! Jannik Sinner with a forehand drop shot to the left, and it's a winner to win that point. And it's 15-40. It's 2 break points, but as well 2 set points for Jannik Sinner. No breaks at serve this point in the match. All break points won. Taylor Fritz for a central serve, but hit top net a bit and over net, so let first serve. So another serve at least for Taylor Fritz on this point. And Taylor Fritz with a central serve just out, so second serve. Second serve on this point for Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, and then forehand to forehand, and Jannik Sinner with a backhand slice left, and Taylor Fritz with backhand to the right, backhand to backhand of 2 shots each, and then Taylor Fritz with a forehand to forehand. Jannik Sinner's forehand, it's struck to the left with depth, and Taylor Fritz with a backhand slice, can't get the ball much further, and that's game and set. Jannik Sinner, the first break point won in the match, and the first breaker serve of the match is from quite a return and serve player, Jannik Sinner. A forehand struck to the left with depth to finish that point, and it's game and set. Jannik Sinner 6-4, and Jannik Sinner leads by 1 set to love. Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner with the first service game of the second set, and Jannik Sinner just won a point, so 15-love. First service game of the second set from Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner leads by 1-love. First service game of the second set. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out, so second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a central serve and then backhand to backhand, and Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right just out, so 30-love on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a central serve just hits the net, so second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve, and then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the left just out, so 40-love. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve just out, so second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a central serve. Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand, return to the centre with a bit of depth, and Jannik Sinner with a backhand return after that, a bit out, so 40-15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth. Taylor Fritz turns, and then just by the net, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner, and wins that service game. So 1-love Jannik Sinner on serve at the start of the second set. Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a central serve just out, so second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz, the central box serve, Jannik Sinner forehand return, and then backhand Taylor Fritz forehand, Jannik Sinner forehand to forehand of 2 shots each, but the last shot of the point from Jannik Sinner with a forehand to the centre just out, so 15-love. Taylor Fritz with a serve just hits the net, so second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve, Jannik Sinner backhand turn, and then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. 30-love. Taylor Fritz with serve, and then forehand to forehand, forehand Taylor Fritz, backhand Jannik Sinner, forehand Taylor Fritz, forehand to forehand, and then another forehand from Taylor Fritz, struck to the right, but just out, so 30-15. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve with depth. Jannik Sinner backhand return. Just out. So 40-15. Wide serve with depth from Taylor Fritz on that point. So 40-15. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve with depth. Jannik Sinner forehand return and a bit further forward. Taylor Fritz with a forehand. Drop shot to the right. But Jannik Sinner's onto it and strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. 40-30. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve. Jannik Sinner backhand return. Backhand to backhand. Second backhand Jannik Sinner. Then Taylor Fritz strikes forehand to the right. Forehand to forehand. And then Taylor Fritz a backhand return after a Jannik Sinner shot. And then forehand to forehand. And then Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the right. But just hits the net. So on serve in the second set at 1-1. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve and then forehand to forehand. And Taylor Fritz with a second forehand struck to the right with depth, and Jannik Sinner with forehand slice turn and two net. A forehand slice volley to the left from Taylor Fritz, but then a backhand passing shot struck to the left by Jannik Sinner, and it's a winner. So 15-love. Jannik Sinner, the central serve, and then backhand to backhand, and then Taylor Fritz strikes fine to the right with depth, and Jannik Sinner with forehand return, and then Taylor Fritz strikes fine to the left with depth, and Jannik Sinner with return, and then Taylor Fritz a bit further forward, strikes another forehand to the left with depth, and Jannik Sinner with a backhand return to the right, just hits the net. So 15-all on this Jannik Sinner service game. 1-all on serve in the second set. Jannik Sinner with a serve to centre, hits top net and just over, so let first serve. Another serve at least for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a serve to the centre, just out, so second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve and then backhand to backhand. And Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to left, but just hits the net. So 30-15. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve depth. Taylor Fritz with a backhand return, but then just by net, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. 40-15. Eight forehand winner for Jannik Sinner in this match. 6 forehand winners for Taylor Fritz in this match at this point. Jannik Sinner with a central serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner, the centre of the box serve. Taylor Fritz strikes forehand return, forehand. Then Taylor Fritz strikes another forehand to the right. After that, after the first forehand shot, but just out. So 2-1 Jannik Sinner on serve in the second set. So Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz just won a point, 15-love. Iconic Italian football player at this match, Andrea Pirlo. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve. Jannik Sinner with a backhand return and third forward. Taylor Fritz strikes one to the right with depth, and Jannik Sinner with a lob shot return. But then at the net, Taylor Fritz with an overhead smash to the right, and it's a winner. 30-love on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz just won a point, so 40-love. Taylor Fritz with a central serve just out, so second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz, the centre of the box serve. Jannik Sinner with a backhand return, just hits the net. So 2-all on serve in the second set. Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner, a central serve with depth, and Taylor Fritz with backhand return. Forehand, Jannik Sinner. Then third forward, Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to left with depth, and Jannik Sinner returns. But then out of that, Taylor Fritz with an overhead smash to the right, and it's a winner. Love 15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. After a backhand return from Taylor Fritz from a Jannik Sinner serve, a bit after that, Taylor Fritz with a backhand struck to the left with depth. Jannik Sinner returns, but then just by net after that, Taylor Fritz with an overhead smash to the right, just by the net, and it's a winner. Love 15. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a central serve and then forehand to forehand. And Taylor Fritz strikes forehand to left. Jannik Sinner forehand return, forehand to forehand. And then a third forehand from Taylor Fritz just hits the net. So 15 all. Jannik Sinner with a central serve return. Taylor Fritz with a backhand block return in. And then forehand to forehand. And a second forehand from Jannik Sinner to the right. Just out. So 15-30 on this Jannik Sinner service game. 2-all on serve in the second set. In a match of some all right enough ball striking and returning. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve depth. Taylor Fritz with a backhand block return. Just hits the net. So 30 all. So 40-30 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner central serve. And then one shot each also in the point. Two shots each also in the point. And then forehand to forehand a bit after that of two shots each. And then backhand to backhand. And Taylor Fritz's last backhand shot in the point is just out. So 3-2 Jannik Sinner on serve in the second set. So Taylor Fritz service game. On serve in the second set at 3-2, Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz with a central serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve. Jannik Sinner forehand return, and then Taylor Fritz with a backhand to left, a bit out after a forehand return from Jannik Sinner from a wide serve from Taylor Fritz. So love 15. Taylor Fritz with a central serve and Jannik Sinner forehand return. Forehand to forehand. Taylor Fritz strike. Forehand is struck to left with depth and Jannik Sinner returns. And then to the net, Taylor Fritz with a forehand drive volley to the right. And Jannik Sinner gets a bit of a forehand shot on it, but can't get the ball much further. So 15-all. 15-all on this Taylor Fritz service game. 3-2 Jannik Sinner on serve in this second set. Jannik Sinner leads by 1 set to love. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve. Hits the top of the net and just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each or so. 3 shots each or so. Taylor Fritz with a 4 forehand and Jannik Sinner with a 4 forehand or so. And then backhand to backhand. Second Taylor Fritz backhand and then forehand to forehand. And then a forehand drop shot to left by Jannik Sinner. Is the winner! 15-30 after an amount of forehand to forehand and backhand to backhand ball striking in that point. Jannik Sinner won the point with a forehand drop shot to left and hit a winner off that shot. So 15-30. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, and it's an ace, 30-all. Sixth ace of the match from serves for Taylor Fritz. 3 for Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz with a central serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz, the centre of the box serve, Jannik Sinner forehand return, and then backhand to backhand. Second backhand Taylor Fritz, and then Jannik Sinner strikes one to the right with depth, and then backhand slice return from Taylor Fritz after that, just hits the net. So 30-40 and break point for Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner's last shot for Jannik Sinner in that point was a forehand struck to the right with depth, and Taylor Fritz with a backhand slice shot return after that just hit the net. So 30-40 and break point for Jannik Sinner. Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth. Jannik Sinner forehand return over net. But just by the net, Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. Juice. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, clips top of net and just over. So let first serve. So another serve at least for Taylor Fritz on this point. Serve from Taylor Fritz, central serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz, the central box serve, Jannik Sinner backhand return. Then Taylor Fritz strikes forehand to left, and then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each or so, and then Jannik Sinner forehand to left, and Taylor Fritz a forehand to the right, and then forehand to forehand, backhand to backhand. Jannik Sinner's backhand hits top of net and just over, and then further forward, Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to the right with depth, and Jannik Sinner a forehand shot return just out. So add point for Taylor Fritz on this next point. to maybe still have a set on serve in this second set. Taylor Fritz with a central serve just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a central serve. Jannik Sinner forehand return and then backhand to backhand. Backhand with depth to the left, struck by Jannik Sinner. And then Taylor Fritz with forehand to the right after that, just out. So juice on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve with depth and Jannik Sinner with forehand return. Can't get the ball much further, so add point for Taylor Fritz on this next point. Wide serve with depth on that point from Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve and Jannik Sinner backhand return, and Taylor Fritz with a forehand drop shot to the right. And Jannik Sinner onto it, strikes a forehand to the left. And it's a winner. Juice. Taylor Fritz just won a point. Central serve with depth and Jannik Sinner a backhand return just out. So add point for Taylor Fritz on this next point. Taylor Fritz for a wide serve and it's an ace. So on serve in the second set at 3-3. So Jannik Sinner service game. 3-3 on serve in second set. Jannik Sinner with central serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner, the centre of the box serve. Taylor Fritz backhand return. Jannik Sinner with forehand and then backhand to backhand. And Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand and then Jannik Sinner backhand return. Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the left with a bit of depth. Jannik Sinner returns. And then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each. And then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand with depth and Jannik Sinner forehand return. Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand backhand return from Jannik Sinner. And then after a Taylor Fritz shot, a shot from Jannik Sinner after that just out. So love 15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a central serve just out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner, a centre of the box serve, and backhand to backhand of 2 shots each. 3 shots each, backhand to backhand. And Jannik Sinner's last backhand in the point just hits the net. So love 30 on this Jannik Sinner service game. After backhand to backhand ball striking in that point, just played. So love 30 on this Jannik Sinner service game. 3-all on serve in the second set. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and it's an ace. 15-30. Fourth ace of the match from serves for Jannik Sinner. 7 for Taylor Fritz in this match. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve. Taylor Fritz backhand return to the centre of depth, and then forehand to forehand. Taylor Fritz's forehand struck to depth to the left, and then backhand to backhand. And after one backhand shot each, a second backhand to left from Taylor Fritz just hits the net. So 30-all. $17 winners each from shots in this match for both players. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve, clips top of the net and a bit out. So second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve. Taylor Fritz forehand return with depth, and then backhand Jannik Sinner, and then forehand to forehand, and a second forehand struck to the left with depth from Taylor Fritz. And Fritz to the net, but Jannik Sinner with quite the backhand passing shot to the left. And it's a winner. 40-30. Well, Fritz struck a forehand to the left with depth and to the net, but then Jannik Sinner struck quite the backhand passing shot on return to the left and hit a winner from it. 40-30. Jannik Sinner, the central serve, Taylor Fritz forehand return, and then backhand to backhand. And then second backhand Jannik Sinner, second backhand Taylor Fritz. Third backhand Jannik Sinner, and then Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right just out. So 4-3 Jannik Sinner on serve in the second set. So Taylor Fritz. So Taylor Fritz. So Taylor Fritz service game, and Taylor Fritz just won a point. So 15-love. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve, and Jannik Sinner backhand return just hits the net. So 30-love. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve, and then forehand to forehand, backhand return from Jannik Sinner, and then forehand from Taylor Fritz, forehand to forehand of 2 shots each, and then backhand to left from Taylor Fritz with depth, Jannik Sinner, forehand return, and Taylor Fritz a forehand, backhand slice to backhand slice after that, and then backhand struck to the right with depth from Jannik Sinner, and Taylor Fritz for a forehand slice shot after that, but hits the net a bit, so 30-15. Jannik Sinner striking a backhand to the right with a bit of depth on that point. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth, Jannik Sinner forehand return, and Taylor Fritz strikes a backhand to left after that, but just hits the net. So 30-all. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth, Jannik Sinner backhand return, and further forward, Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to left with depth, and Jannik Sinner forehand return to the right after that, a bit up. So 40-30. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth, and Jannik Sinner return, and backhand to backhand of 2 shots each. Jannik Sinner's second backhand is struck to the right with depth, and Taylor Fritz turns a forehand drop shot from Jannik Sinner, and Taylor Fritz is onto it and strikes a forehand winner to the left. So 4-all on serve in the second set. Jannik Sinner service game, 4-all on serve. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and then Taylor Fritz strikes for a return with a bit of depth, and Jannik Sinner returns, and then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each also. Third backhand Taylor Fritz, backhand slice, then from Jannik Sinner to the left, just hits the net. So love 15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a central serve, and it's an ace. 15-all. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve, and it's an ace. 2 aces. On the last 2 points for Jannik Sinner, 1 central serve ace and 1 wide serve ace on the last 2 points for Jannik Sinner. 30-15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a central serve just out, so second serve for Jannik Sinner on this point. Jannik Sinner with a centre of the box serve, and Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand return to the right just out, so 40-15 on this Jannik Sinner service game. Jannik Sinner with a wide serve with depth, and Taylor Fritz with a return. And then further forward, Jannik Sinner strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. 5-4, Jannik Sinner on serve in the second set. Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a central serve with depth, and Jannik Sinner with a backhand return a bit out, so 15-love. Serve with depth from Taylor Fritz on that point. Taylor Fritz with a central box serve just hits the net, so second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve. Jannik Sinner backhand return and forehand to forehand. And Taylor Fritz strikes a forehand to the right, and Jannik Sinner with a forehand return. Forehand of 3 shots each. And the last forehand from Jannik Sinner to the left just hits the net. So 30-love on this Taylor Fritz service game. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve. Jannik Sinner forehand return. And then a backhand from Taylor Fritz struck to the left after that is just out. So 30-15. Taylor Fritz with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve and then backhand to backhand of 2 shots each with backhand shots, and Jannik Sinner strikes a backhand shot to the left with depth, and Taylor Fritz returns, but then Jannik Sinner just by the net strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner, 30-all. After a bit of backhand to backhand ball striking, Jannik Sinner's last backhand shot to the left struck with depth. Taylor Fritz for a forehand slice return, but then on the next shot, Jannik Sinner just by the net struck a forehand winner to the right, 30-all. Taylor Fritz for a central serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a central box serve. Jannik Sinner backhand return. Backhand to backhand. Taylor Fritz's backhand just hits the net. It's 30-40. It's a match point for Jannik Sinner on this Taylor Fritz service game. 30-40. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Taylor Fritz on this point. Taylor Fritz with a centre of the box serve. Jannik Sinner backhand 10 centre with depth, and then forehand to forehand of 2 shots each, 3 shots each, and then Taylor Fritz with a backhand to left, just out. Game, set and match. Jannik Sinner 6-4, 6-4, and in a match of ball striking and returning, it's Jannik Sinner that maintains that level to win this match by 2 sets to love, 6-4, 6-4.